Welcome to your Pick a Pile tarot reading today for what you need to hear most urgently. I've got 3 piles out here. They each have a spell jar on top of them. I'll get into what the spell jar that you've chosen means once you've chosen your pile. So go ahead, look at what's here, get the vibes, see which one you want to go for. Give this video a pause if you need to, and we will get straight into pile number 1. Okay, so pile number 1, your spell jar is for calm and balance. I actually make these. Did you know that? If you want to buy one of your own, you can go get them via my shop. They are pretty affordable and they're really cute as well. Calming and balancing, maybe you need that in your life right now. I'll just pop that up there for you. And we're going to see what cards lay on top of this pile here. We're just going to pick 3 to start with, and we're going to pick an oracle as well. So just let me shuffle a second. Here we go. What do you most urgently need to hear? What do you most urgently need to hear, please, today? Okay. Okay, so this is definitely an interesting spot for you to be in right now. I think what you urgently need to hear is that your comfort zone is not it anymore. We cannot sit by in the comfort zone and stay stuck and wait for the universe to present us with another perspective. Sometimes it's us who needs to go out and find the perspective for ourselves. It's us who need to be courageous and brave and step outside of our comfort zone to try something new, to have adventures that get us unstuck from where we currently are. Let me pull one oracle just to see what else we can get for you on this one. What can we say? What else do we need to know about this reading, please? What else do we need to know about this reading, please? That's interesting. Yeah, I feel like you've been through a cycle recently of feeling really stuck and feeling really strung up on things that actually, like, don't really matter or don't really have any relevance to your life anymore. And I think there's something quite urgent coming through here. You really need to step outside of this small, safe little world that you've created for yourself. You really need to start embracing and celebrating life again, right? So it's easy not to feel that excited about what life has to offer sometimes. I get it. Responsibilities get us all down sometimes. But with the Page of Wands, there is really so much out there for you to enjoy and to explore, and now is the time for you to do it as well. You know, you have a new cycle that could start here, except it seems like you're choosing not to take it at the moment. So the most important thing that you can hear right now, and maybe you needed this spell jar as a little bit of grounding and calming as you go into situations that might kind of bring up a little bit of anxiety because they're new for you. You need to try something new. You need to there is a really exciting, adventurous quality of life that you could be having. There are new pastures for you to explore. There are new lands, maybe. There's new travel. If you want to travel, travel is an option. You know, you can make it happen for you somehow. The universe actually wants you to make that happen. It wants you to have new experiences. It wants you to find ways to step outside of what you already know, because it can teach you so much about what the world, about life. My brain is really slow today. I haven't slept properly in like a week. So I'm really struggling for words. Please stay with me. I think on top of that, because that felt quite general, I also want to pull 3 of these bad boys. Oh, there we go. Those 3 came quite nicely. Oh, blank slate. You get to write the rest of your future. You get to decide what the rest of your future looks like. That is a bank card. It's not a bank card. Bank cards might be relevant. It's a blank card. Peace, calm, tranquility, healing, and acceptance. Well, that's this spell jar in a nutshell. And what a headache. It feels like it can be a bit of a headache to get yourself to a place where you actually feel tranquility and calm in your life. It's almost like you know what you need to do to get to a place of healing and to get to a point where you're happy and satisfied in your lifestyle. But the fact that it involves you changing what your life currently looks like is a headache. So even though the payoff you know is going to be so worth it, you're really reluctant to do it because it just, making that change in the first place is a bit of a headache, but it will be so worth it. It will be so worth it. The universe wants you to give up the old cycle and start the new ones. It wants you to expand your horizons. It wants you to be brave and courageous and to live to your fullest potential and to feel excited about life on Earth as well, about living here. This is our potentially our one course through planet Earth here that we get, and you don't want to spend it sort of resenting the fact that that adventures need to be had. You just sort of want to go and have the adventures with some enthusiasm, really. So that's just something for you to think about today. I hope that you managed to absorb through watching this video a little bit of the calming energy coming off this little spell jar. Yes, I'm going to move on to pile number 2 now, but if you want to book a reading with me for your personal readings, you can do via the link in my bio. Okay, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You got the little courage and confidence and eloquence spell jar. I can't promise I'm going to be eloquent today. Because I'm sort of struggling for brain to mouth connection right now when it comes to my words. But I'm going to shuffle this deck and pull you 3 cards, and we will see what you most urgently need to know at this time in your life. It's funny, we had this combination in one of my collectives on TikTok yesterday. I have shuffled this deck many, many times, by the way, since. But you're really onto something. But at what cost? It feels like there's a whole bunch of people right now who are hearing messages, getting messages about, like, they know that they're onto something, but they're wondering what the impact of following that course is going to be. And it feels like something that you really need to be aware of right now is what feels virtuous to you. How does your integrity basically factor into your trajectory in life right now? So this feels like quite an intense message a little bit. The check-in point here saying just time to pause and reflect before you make any more rash decisions with this Knight of Swords energy. There might be something that you really want to like push ahead with right now. Be aware, like, why are you wanting to push ahead with this thing? And is it from a sense of lack or desperation somehow, with that 4 of Coins wanting to sort of protect something that you already have in your life, or wanting, it's almost like resource guarding is sort of the word that is coming to my brain right now. And that doesn't feel like the healthiest position for you to be in. There is something useful about this energy. There is a way that you can utilize this energy you're experiencing to push you along further in a way that really does align with you. It feels like this desire to make a decision, this desire to protect what you have is a tool in your toolbox, but it's not the final product. It's like this passion that you're feeling, or this decisiveness, or this need to protect that you're experiencing right now is more of a means to an end than the end itself, if you see what I mean. So yeah, it definitely seems like now is a good time to be checking in with yourself and asking, what do I value in life? Maybe a good piece of advice for you is to think about it in terms of, if my friend came to me with this problem, if my friend came to me and said they wanted to make this decision, they wanted to do this thing, and they wanted to do it yesterday, what would my advice to them be? If a friend was in my position, what would my advice to them be? And really try and take your own advice, actually, when you think about when you think about what the advice you would give yourself would be. I told you the brain to mouth connection was not happening today. Because you can make something of this energy. You can direct it in a way that is useful to you. You can direct it in a way that feels good. But I don't know if in its raw state right now, this desire that you're feeling to run ahead is really going to be that useful to you. I think another important question for you right now is, are you taking scraps? Are you taking scraps when you could be waiting for something that feels like the finished product a little bit more? Is this really your manifestation coming in that you're wanting to protect right now? Or does it sort of just look vaguely like it and you just want to take it just in case? You know? Um, I feel like if you were to take scraps, if you were to jump into making a decision with something in your life too quickly right now, that it could come around to bite you in the ass a little bit in the future. Not the most eloquent way. I did tell you I wasn't going to be very eloquent today. um, but yeah, sorry, my brain has just completely farted itself to sleep. Come back. Come back, words. Come back. If you were to take scraps, if you were to leap into something that wasn't fully formed for you right now, it could knock you a couple of steps back. So just breathe, check in with yourself, review where you're at, check in with what your values are and where your integrity lays here, and think, how can I protect what I already have and invite more of my manifestations in right now in a productive way, rather than just like reacting in a really sort of like reactive way, I guess, to the threat of having them taken away or to the threat of them disappearing. It's like, the right thing for you will always find you, and I think that's something that you really have to lean into at the moment. Yeah, just some interesting food for thought there, really. But if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, then you can do via the link in my bio. And also, if you want to check out my spell jar selection, then that's also via the link in my bio as well. Okay, pile number 3. You picked my prosperity, luck, and financial abundance. Oh gosh, if you've watched the rest of the reading, you'll know that my brain has not been communicating words properly all day and I've been really struggling for my words. So I think at this point I'm just laughing with it because it's just, this is the reality of what we're dealing with today. But yeah. This is the financial abundance spell jar. So maybe that's something that you feel like you've been needing a little bit more of in your life right now. Let me pop that there for you to be your little talisman for the reading. I'm going to take a moment to pull some cards for you. We'll see what is most urgent for you to know. It's not. Okay, so there's a pretty clear message coming here for you through these cards that you're not to give up hope. Keep hope. I feel like you've been putting a lot of pressure on yourself to be the best version of yourself recently, and it's kind of, yeah, it does feel like pressure. It doesn't feel like a sort of open invitation for you to just be the best version of yourself that you can be at your own pace. It feels like you've been actively sort of like putting yourself under pressure to be a certain version of yourself that feels a little bit out of reach sometimes. But the good news is that we have ascension here. You're ascending to a whole new level of yourself right now that you never even could have predicted that you would become, right? So where in the past you have been facing a bit of disillusion and apathy, lack of motivation maybe to become the best version of yourself because you felt so much pressure associated with it that it wasn't a fun journey anymore. Now it feels like the journey's getting fun because we have that Queen of Wands here as well. I feel like you can enjoy, the best part of this is that you can enjoy this next part of the journey. You are coming into a version of yourself that is so strong and so courageous and so sociable and funny and confident and witty and creative and sparky. And also that, just physical glow up as well. Just like look so good inside and out, that I think it's just going to be a really nice time in your life. I think that this summer is going to be a really great one for you, making some very important decisions about what your lifestyle is and how you want to be, how you want to live. Up until now, it's been really slow movement, and you've probably been getting frustrated at the lack of movement as well. I've seen lack of motivation and lack of determination, so I think this has been quite a long journey for you. You've been getting to a point where you've just been like, ugh, is it slow and steady, or am I just never going to reach this point where I want to reach in my own progress here? But you're getting there, and like what's urgent for you to know in this reading is that like this is just around the corner for you. You are so close to being this abundant, prosperous person that you have always seen yourself being. And it can be so frustrating to like have in your mind's eye, or even just intuitively know that you will become like a certain type of person one day, that you are destined for a certain amount of success, and to never really see it kind of come about in your real world, in your 3D. How slow it can move sometimes is like absolutely painful. But I think what it takes for you to get to this next part of your journey here is to recognize the ways in which you already are the person that you want to be. That is maybe the most wholesome part of this particular reading. I'm really feeling that um, to really embrace the very next prosperous steps of your life, the next abundance in your life, what you need to do is recognize the abundance that's already in your life. You need to practice gratitude, and well, I know it's so boring. People say this all the time, so boring, so boring. Practice gratitude, be grateful for what you have. But it actually is a great tool for magnetizing more of the good stuff towards you when we concentrate. This is the reticular activating system. When we concentrate our brains on focusing on what's already good, it wants to search for more stuff that aligns with what's already good that we have in our lives. And so we notice more of it coming in. And I think that this is important for you to be doing right now, because you are so close to what feels like a bit of a breakthrough actually, in like showing your new identity to yourself and to the world. It's like, you know, the grand unveiling of like, this is who I am now, this is who I've grown up to be. You know, and although we never really finish developing, although we never really stop developing in our lives, and especially in our identities as well, this feels like a major step for you, because it feels like it's going to give you the confidence and the courage that you need to put yourself out there and to achieve the things that you need to achieve in this lifetime. You're finally becoming the version of yourself that you always felt that you would become, and that feels really wholesome, and it feels really spiritually significant as well. So just be on the lookout for more good stuff. Keep remembering how lucky you are in so many ways, and believe that in many ways you already are the fully actualized version of yourself, but allow the universe to show you ways in which you can access an even higher version of yourself, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think my brain is officially starting to melt out my ears now. And my brain's like a little ice cube. It starts out the day all kind of like freshly frozen and neatly put together, and then by the time 3 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around, it's just like little trickles of water coming out of my ears and my eyes. What a disturbing image. Anyway, I see other YouTubers doing all of this stuff, doing these pick-apart readings, and they're so well put together, and they speak so well. And yet, here I am, telling you about my melted ice cube of a brain. Oh gosh, well, I hope it keeps you entertained. Anyway, if you'd like to book a reading with me on a day where I do have a brain, then you can do via the link in my bio. And also, if you'd like to see my spell jar collection, then these are also available via the link in my bio as well. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye.